Good evening. The Wolfe-Keigley families welcome you to this joyful occasion of the marriage of Lauren and Peter. For those of you who don't know me, you're probably wondering who I am. And those of you who do know me are definitely wondering what I'm doing up here today. That's for sure. I'd like to say first that I am legally allowed to marry people in the state of New York. And secondly, as I'm sure some of you are aware, Pete and Lauren were brought up with two different backgrounds and two different beliefs. That being, Peter is a Giants-Yankees fan, and Lauren is a Patriots-Red Sox fan. No clergyman in the right mind would want to raise a family that way. So I stand before you today to do this. All kidding. Yes, exactly. All kidding aside, I've had the pleasure of knowing Peter since our teenage years, but we became very, very close after college. And he was my roommate for many years in Florida, and we worked together as well for several years. And in preparing for this day, I also got to sit back and think about it that I've known Lauren and many of her friends for almost a decade, and it was shocking. I was the one that introduced them, and it's amazing to be there from the beginning. And like a flower, blooming, I got to see this relationship blossom over time. I'll never forget the first day. It was about even a year prior to their engagement. And we were talking about when they get married. The key word in that sentence is when. It wasn't if they get married. This was many years ago. We were sitting at their house in Florida. We were discussing big wedding, small wedding, religious wedding, non-religious wedding, band, DJ, the typical things that you talk about when discussing a wedding. Peter mentioned that he'd like to have me in the wedding party, and Lauren said that she wanted to be involved as well. However, she jokingly said that none of her friends would want to walk down the aisle with me. We joked around, we thought it was a very, very funny thing, and now, 2 years later, I stand before you an ordained minister. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. So, in all honesty, it's truly an honor. I'm blessed to be doing this today, and words cannot describe the gratitude that I have for you two. So let me stand here and I appreciate it. It was from the beginning I was able to see these two grow in their relationship. From two single people in South Florida having fun, evolved into dating, to a shy guy who had a fantastic plan to get engaged on a rooftop patio in Siesta Key. Unfortunately, he was so nervous he couldn't get the door open, and he proposed in the stairwell. Not 3 minutes later, his lovely grandmother opened it with one turn of the knob. Talk about a stressful day. I guess that was one for Peter. And from seeing Lauren go from a student, working full time, being a student full time, to becoming a loving and caring mother, and making the next step today has been absolutely amazing, and I'm honored to be a part of it. Marriage is a gift. More importantly, it's a celebration of love. It's when two people become one. The process of marriage is a long journey that two people begin on separate paths. These paths are winding and have many, many, many turns. Now, these paths start at birth, and they're shaped and monitored by your friends and family. Now granted, may not always make the right turn or take the right path. Like the time a young Lauren inadvertently drove her parents' car through the garage. Yeah. But at the time, Peter decided it would be a great idea to take his parents' rotting lawnmower and drive over his neighbor's shrubs and trees. I hope we're not here today, and he's still sorry about that. I apologize. But the ideal goal is to learn from your mistakes. Become a better person not only to yourself, but to those around you. One day you'll find that these two paths begin to veer closer and closer together. Like the time a young, slender man with luxurious full head of hair was doing crazy tricks trying to impress the girl serving him and ask her out on a date. And to think that only 3 short years later she finally said yes. She may not know what she's getting into, but it worked out in the long run. As I prepared for this wedding, I sent them a list of 10 questions. And what was interesting to see was that For each question, although the time, the place, the theme was the same, the interpretations of the evenings were drastically different. So what I thought I would do is I would take two of these things that I thought pertained to today and use them. The first one, which is probably my favorite, was the memory of their first date. The restaurant, the day, and the time were correct. It was a place called Tremonte in Delray Beach. However, unfortunately, that was where the similarities ended. And I have to read this verbatim because it is a direct quote from Peter's email. I had to show her I mean business and spend a little coin. He also said how much fun he had that day. Lauren remembered how much fun they had. They shared a couple glasses of wine, and he listened to her the whole time. And she said it was amazing how comfortable she felt even from the first date. The second one that I chose was, they answered it differently, but they both had the same common theme, which was family. Lauren's favorite memory was the time that both of the families met here in Saratoga. It was an evening at the Keigley's house. We had a very fun time, and I'll leave it at that. I can see the uncomfortableness in the room. But what I can say is that both families are here, so it obviously went very, very well. And Pete's favorite memory was the day that Lauren officially moved in, and they were living together. And I thought this was two good stories to tell. First, because they both talk about family. The reason they talk about family is Lauren's represents the family as an entirety. Everyone working together, being together, celebrating holidays, special events. The next piece was Peter's, which was the start of a new family. The two of them beginning on, moving forward themselves with the support of their entire family. So, at this time, I would like to, in the essence of that moving forward in family, is like the unity candle. Normally the unity candle is two becoming one. But in this case, there was Lauren and Peter, and then came Noel. I would like to have all three of them come up and light the unity candle together. Mothers, if you could please light the candles.
All over now.
I'll light her dress on fire. He's very professional.
May the three of you move forward as one now. If you can turn this way. To celebrate this occasion, the bride and groom have written their own vows, which they would like to say to each other. Lauren, if you could go first, please.
As my best friend for life. Through the good and bad, I want you to always know that I will be by your side. I vow to love you through sickness and health, through richer and poorer. You are everything I need, and at this moment I know that all my prayers have been answered, and all my dreams have come true. This is the moment I have waited my whole life for. I love you and will always love you. This is my solemn vow.
Lauren, you are my best friend.
Oh, you're fine.
Today, I take you to be my wife. I promise you that I will be faithful, worthy of your love, and your loving partner. I vow to honor you, cherish you, love you, respect you, laugh with you, cry with you, and and support you in your goals for richer, for poorer, for as long as we both shall live.
Phil, if I could have the rings, please. Away from the koi pond. Koi pond. Please take this ring. Put it on Lauren's hand. Repeat after me. I give you this ring as a token of my love and a covenant of our marriage. And a covenant of our marriage.
No way he can remember that line.
Lauren, take this ring. Place it on Peter's finger. Repeat after me. I give you this ring as a token of my love and a covenant of our marriage. As a token of our love and a covenant of our marriage. It's all right. You're all right. Ladies and gentlemen, you've all been witness to the marriage of Lauren and Peter. And in the Jewish tradition, we would like to have the couple break a glass. This is a symbolizing of a new beginning, but never forgetting where we've come from, and our friends, family members in the past and in the present. I ask that everyone in the audience today, please yell Mazel Tov once the glass is broken. Ladies and gentlemen, by the powers vested in me in the state of New York, I now pronounce you man and wife. You may now kiss the bride.